Here's the deal. Time flies, and college, well, it'll be here before you know it. And the earlier you can start thinking about it, the better off you're going to be. And you might be sitting there thinking, Rachel, I'm in the 7th grade. I can't be thinking about college. It's crazy. I know, don't stress out. But ask yourself some questions like, where do you want to go to school? Maybe you even have a dream school you want to go to. Start having those discussions with your parents or the other adults in your life. In this lesson, I really want to unpack for you all you need to know to start thinking about going to college. Not only where you're going to go to school, but also how you're going to pay for it. Because a lot of students go out and take out student loans. So they go into debt and borrow money for school, which they have to pay back later. And I want to show you all a different way. Here's the deal. It's not going to seem like a big deal to take on some debt when you go to college, when you're a senior in high school. Your senior year of high school, people are going to be like, hey, if you want to go to college, really the only way you can pay for it is to go into student loan debt. I mean, everyone's going to tell you that. Everyone from guidance counselors, people in your life, your friends. I mean, a lot of people believe this lie that you can't be a student without a student loan. And the other reality is you're going to be ready to go to college. In middle school right now, you think you're ready to get to high school? Well, when you're in high school, you're going to be that much more ready to go to college. So it's almost going to seem like, hey, I'll do anything to go to college, even sign my name to some student loans. It's really not that big of a deal. Everyone else is doing it. That's going to be your reality your senior year of high school. But you have to realize student loans can limit your options on what you want to do in your life. That's the truth. And time flies. You may even think, hey, it's not a big deal. When I'm a grown up and I get a job, then I'll worry about student loans. That's when I'll have to start paying them. You guys, it's going to be here so fast. I mean, think about it. You're in middle school. Doesn't it feel like yesterday you were in the 4th grade? I mean, it's crazy how quick time flies. And what I'm seeing now are my friends in life who are still having to pay back student loans. Because in college, they said, oh, it's not that big of a deal. And now, years later, they wish that they hadn't taken them out. Over $1.3 trillion is owed in student loans in our country. Yeah, trillion with a T. You guys, it's crazy. And over 2 million people over the age of 60 are still paying off their student loans. Yeah, your grandparents' age. Now, we're going to talk about some ways to pay for school, so don't worry about that. But for now, the moral is stay away from student loans. I have seen so many students struggle with the financial burden that comes with taking on student loan debt. And I promise, if you avoid student loans, you're going to thank me later.
Rachel said that we now have over $1 trillion in student loan debt right here in our country. That is absolutely insane. But unfortunately, a part of that was mine. Yeah, I had over $20,000 of student loans. I honestly don't know what my parents and I were thinking because it took me over 8 years of my life to pay these loans off. That's ridiculous. I even have a family member who's still paying on their student loans. And guess what? This particular family member is over 50 years old. But what exactly does $1 trillion look like? Good question. If you lined up $1 trillion $1 bills end to end, they would go from here to the sun. So that's like 93 million miles. Can you just grasp that? The national average for student loan debt breaks down to about $27,000. I'm gonna say this again, $27,000 per student. You could buy a pretty nice car for that amount, or better yet, you can go buy an iPad for you and about 60 of your other friends. But how many pizzas could you buy with $27,000? it will be about 1,800 boxes of pizza. That's one box of pizza every day for 5 years. Now, don't get me wrong, I love pizza, but that's a lot of eating. You know, to be honest, if I would have known what you are learning right now, I would be so much further along in life. There is no way, and I mean this, no way I would have taken out a student loan. And I probably will be driving my dream car right now. So stay away from student loans and don't make the mistake that I made, because you will regret it when you get older. Trust me.
Student loan debt is a really big deal in our country today. But the good news is that you can be a college student without student loans. But it's going to require some work on your part. Part of that work is to make a plan by researching the schools you want to attend. Talk to your parents or the adults in your life about this plan as well. Also, choose a school you can afford. Yes, a school that you can pay for. For a lot of students, that means staying in-state, taking in-state tuition, or going to a community college for the first year or two. And hey, that's not a bad thing. I did this. I went in-state to a public university, and it was great. You can also apply for scholarships and grants. This is free money. These financial aid offers, you don't have to repay because it's free. We like free stuff, right? But I hear a lot of students say, oh, but Rachel, to get a scholarship or a grant, I have to fill out a form or write an essay. I don't want to do that. And a lot of the scholarships, they're just like $200. I tell them, okay, well, let's say you apply for that $200 scholarship and you fill out a form and it takes you maybe 20 minutes and you get that $200 scholarship. You just made $200 in 20 minutes. That's amazing. That could be your part-time job, just getting all that free money. Speaking of part-time job, you can also work while you're in college. Yes. Research shows us that if the average college student works 20 hours a week, they can actually pay their way through an in-state school. So get a part-time job. Work-study programs are also great because they provide on-campus jobs and help you earn some money. One thing you can do now is get good grades in middle school and high school. This will help you be eligible for some great scholarships. Going to college without student loans may not be fun in the moment because it's going to require a lot of hard work. But make those sacrifices for 4 years of your life so that you don't have to pay back student loan debt for the next 40 years of your life.